details, go to askingradio.com.
Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
And now, here's your host,
King James.
Speedy, welcome to the show for everyone. This is Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makurdi. I am King James together with
Mmemshima King.
All right, so it happens here Monday to Friday is Extra Speed, and today we are looking at peaceful protests. It's like a question, it is a question. Peaceful protests and nothing technical, just simply here people want to show their anger in this case, because protests could be good, pro-government or anti-government, and so they want to show their anger according to them about what's happening. And all the organizers, most of them, firstly said it was going to be peaceful, but right from day one, whole lot of places in the country, it never was peaceful from day one. So we'll be trying to reach out to our correspondents as well, standing by to give us reports from across the country, what's happening. But you too can call 08084275464 if you can. That's 08084275464. Nothing technical. A protest. In this case, people want to say, okay, we are not happy with what's happening, and we just want to register our, I don't want to say anger, our feeling. It was supposed to be peaceful. And in Benue State, for instance, the Benue State governor had several meetings and addressed the state, saying intelligence reports we've heard says hoodlums are planning to hijack the whole process. And sometimes when elected officials say these things, sometimes people just feel, oh, he doesn't want us, because some so-called human rights activists at that point were saying government simply just wants to stifle people's rights. They sit in their offices and say all these things, and then you are saying, no, it's not going to be the way you are thinking, because you can't control it once you go on the streets. And they say, it's just because you don't want people to go out, but just day one, and this is supposed to be for 10 days, just day one. Look at what it turned out to be. So that's an obvious question we're asking. But was it a peaceful protest?
In some parts it was. I think in some part they tried. Some parts of the country, well, we saw what was going on, how people were looting up and down, and it wasn't funny, because you say you're hungry and then you're looting again. How does that correspond with the protest that is going on? It's more like you want to just use that protest to just destroy government-owned properties, which is not good, because that's not the aim. So I just feel that people that are going about looting and destroying things, that's not the aim, and they should try and come back to the reason why they are going out for those protests. And I think that was the major reason why they were against the protests in the first place, because of such situations.
Yeah, maybe not against, but just trying to advise, giving intelligence reports. They've got that, look, this is not going to be this way. Some other persons, if you are thinking that it's going to be this way, it's not going to be. So please, to just make things easy for yourself and for everyone else, don't even go out to do that, because it's like when the chips are down, you will not be there to defend anything. So that is how it is. It's Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. King James together with
Mmemshima King.
And of course, we asking a question: peaceful protests, and it's not. I think on the line to Kano, I have my colleague Isiaku Ahmed. Good morning, brother man. Okay, so once it's ready, we'll just get back to you as well. Is King James here together with
Mmemshima King?
Okay, so let's come back to what the state governor said just before the protests will go on.
Inasmuch as we enjoy the freedoms and liberties, our security must be paramount. And it is my functions and duties to ensure that we are all safe. You are all safe, and you're sleeping with your two eyes closed. And this is why it is very urgent and imminent for us not to be indulged or involved in any protests. Let me quickly thank our youth, the various religious groups, our traditional rulers, and with its institution, all the organized labor, all our market women, our studentship in the state, who have seen it and deemed it quite ideal and fit for us and for them not to be involved in any protests. I thank you so very much for heeding to this and for you on your own choosing not to destabilize our system. I remain indebted to all of you. Why we would not have any protests on any street in any of the local government in the state, let us remain very vigilant to ensuring that security is a prerogative of all of us. The uniform will tell us, if you see something, say something.
Right. So that was the governor addressing the state prior to the protest. And of course, he's very clear on this. That is before the protest, saying that the security reports we've had is that even if you think you want to do peaceful protests, it's certainly going to turn the other way. So for us in Benue, we're just good people here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because nothing has happened to suggest that we are not good people. So I think that tempo is a good one. As Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. King James here together with Mmemshima King. So on the line to Abuja, our correspondent, Kemini Joseph. Is that Joe? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. Good morning.
Morning. So just give us a situation report where you were in Abuja yesterday and today and what actually happened.
Okay, so today is a little bit clear. Abuja is calm, and there is no much traffic on the road. It feels like a holiday, when Christmas falls on a Saturday. And as it stands, yesterday wasn't really this free. Yesterday by 7:25 already, the stadium was filled with a lot of people who came out for the protest, and I was there at the stadium trying to cover the happening and all of that. And then by about 2 hours later, they actually had a lot of different people who came with a vehicle, different vehicle. They were pro-government protesters.
Yeah.
And that caused a rowdiness that brought a lot of military and police presence, which later escalated into them marching from the stadium, moving all the way to the Eagle Square. Well, as expected, the Eagle Square was filled with lots of people, and reports coming from different places around actually showed that a lot actually happened. Tear gas were actually fired, and a lot of people were running around. And by 3 o'clock yesterday, the protest, funny enough, was dispersed. The protest ended almost, around 3 p.m. yesterday. So there were no much what do I say now? There were no much disturbance in the city center of Abuja as at yesterday, but remote reports that we get from places like Gwagwalada, Maraba show that a lot actually happened that turned violent. But so far so good. We're expecting a more peaceful proceeding today,
So happy.
as young people are ready to go out.
Are you out now seeing what's happening? Does it look like
Yes.
it's going to continue today compared to yesterday? This is past 8. As at yesterday at this time, were people out already on the streets?
Yes, as at yesterday by this time, they were out already on the streets, yes. From people moving all the way from Maraba down to the city center. Maraba had a lot of crowd, most crowd, actually. And then there were a set of people who also passed around central area, that's all the way from the stadium, and they headed all the way to the Eagle Square. As at this morning, right now, I am outside at Independence Avenue, where the stadium is. And don't forget that there's a court order that actually says protesters should actually protest at the stadium, but that didn't hold yesterday because they actually moved.
Yeah.
Yes, from the crisis that happened, the rowdiness that happened already, which all actually gave the impression that the police were now telling the protesters to go inside the stadium and the protesters, they were given the stadium to protest. And some legal terms flying around that there were no specifics about inside the stadium or outside the stadium, that the stadium is stadium, which actually led the people moving to the Eagle Square to do the protest. So today as it stands, there's nobody so far at the stadium. Right, and I'm still at the Independence Avenue waiting to see what will happen.
Right. So we'll be getting back to you to know how it goes in Abuja, Joe. Thank you very much for the update. Right. Okay, so Memshi, we were even looking at, by the way, that's our correspondent in Abuja, Joe Ekemini. So we were looking at this issue of sometimes legal terminologies, legal jargons don't help. They said that your protest should be restricted to the stadium. And at that point, you are now saying it does not state, and lawyers are coming out to say this. That was ridiculous for me. So when you say that the football match should take place at the stadium, do you play it outside the stadium?
That's another question again.
So you stay in a better place and then you call us back. Somebody's on phone. Okay, yeah, that's a drop. But of course, so I will just give the number again. I'm trying to establish contact with correspondents in Kaduna. Okay. I'll have a caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Yeah, hello, good morning. We can hear you.
Good morning, Emeka from North Bank.
Okay, Emeka, go on. How it's not Bank?
Like what is happening during this protest now, I can say that it is no longer peaceful protest in this country.
Yeah.
Some people have made it a way to loot people's properties, destroy government properties, which is not good. Take, for example, Kano and other states. But all is that the Boko Haram have already taken sides by sending bombs to kill people at the tea joints. Again, the lawyers, the courts give instructions. I think we should obey the rule of law. Even if the lawyers who are leading some of the protesters have to obey the law, not disobeying the law. I think like the one that they say you should restrict yourself to MKO Abiola's stadium.
Yeah.
It would have been done like that. I don't know why people decide to do otherwise. If you are doing a protest, nobody says you should not do protest. You should not do protest of hunger. But you should do it with dignity. You should do it with something that will make people happy. This country is a lawful country. It's a country that believes in law.
Yeah. Hello, Emeka.
I don't think it's still.
Yeah, hello.
You can hear me?
Yeah, but maybe you can adjust a little bit.
So what I'm trying to say is that every one of us should obey the rule of law.
Okay.
We should obey whatever the court says. And again, if the government wants to make the needful, they should go to the court early, not get court. Maybe 2 to 3 days you go to court. At least 1 week you get the court injunction. And these things will help us. Because sometimes why people doesn't obey court orders are that fire brigade judgments makes people to look at it that it has if have taken over. So I believe that if we want court judgment, we should go at least 1 week. Any court instructions given to the relevant authorities to take order, to take those instructions and do the needful. These things can happen. But I still say, in Nigeria, peaceful demonstration is allowed. But when it becomes violent, like what is happening in Kano, Borno State, you talk about Niger, you talk about Nasarawa and other places. Benue is okay. We thank God for Benue. We thank God for Abia. We thank God for Ebonyi State.
Anambra as well. They didn't go out. Thank you, Emeka.
We thank them for what they have done.
Exactly.
And we are saying that federal government should start more projects in those states. Each federal state here, there should be more projects because these people have obeyed. The needful have been done in Benue State. So I call on everybody to emulate Benue State, emulate Abia, and emulate Ebonyi State. Don't go
and Anambra State, Anambra State, they didn't come out. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you.
Speed FM as we continue speaking, and God will make us not to crash like what has crashed in Kano State. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
All right, so we are still trying to establish contact with, in Kano.
Okay.
But let me see. We go to Kaduna to speak to my former colleague at the BBC, Yusuf Seriki Mohammed. He's been standing by, so once we get him on the phone online here, he will be able to tell us the situation in Kaduna as well. It's extra speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. While we try to establish contact with Yusuf, someone is on the line here.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Judge's Quarters.
Okay. Your name?
Yeah. Adeza.
Okay. Go on, please.
Peaceful protest, that's the question. Obvious. Yeah, go on.
I understand.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I'm talking about the protest. If you take a deep look, you find out that Benue, Abia, Ebonyi, I don't know the current situation in Anambra. But we find that these are states that have currently have good leaders in terms of governance. And how will I call it now? These are leaders that empathize with the people. They really took off in the last 1 year. You can see genuine effort to turn around things.
Yeah.
This will tell you that the people are responsive. They are seeing what is going on. Is when Governor Alia came out and addressed the people.
We'll get back to you. Just an update from Kaduna. So I have my colleague here, Yusuf Seriki Mohammed. Good morning, Seriki.
Hey, good morning, King James. How is Makodi? How is Benue this morning?
Well, very well. We thank God. And so we hear there were some skirmishes in Kaduna. Can you just give an idea of where you are and what the situation is?
Well, generally, this morning is peaceful here in Kaduna. Generally, one could say. Yesterday, though, there was a little outbreak of violence. Not so much violence. I think it's more of looters taking advantage of this Hunger Day protest. So some people, as usual, will always try to see what they can make out of it. So 2 key offices of government were looted. I understand, because I wasn't part of the demonstration, I understand obviously. 2 key offices of government were looted, yes.
Right. So, but as at this morning, would you say how early it was yesterday that people went out? Like, it's past 8 now. Where you are, do you see people coming out this morning?
No. People go about and around, in their local neighborhoods generally this morning, because the government had imposed a 24-hour curfew as it were yesterday. So you can move around your immediate neighborhood, trying to avoid, especially the main city center, where the main market, places of business are situated. but people can move around in their neighborhoods. And this is exactly what has been happening the whole of this morning. You can hear traffic locally, motorbikes, some cars moving around, but you cannot go outside your immediate neighborhood because you don't know what you will see, what you will meet.
Yes. Okay, so Seriki, generally, you've been in journalism for a long time. For those who don't know you, you've been a correspondent with the BBC for over the years, and you've been doing your own thing, and you're still doing it. Protests in Nigeria, we're asking a question here on Speed FM, peaceful protests, because when they are being planned, and you see government officials coming out to say hoodlums are going to take over. You see lawyers, even the media, trying to say that, look, you are denying people their constitutional rights. Let's come to our own territory now, the media. Do you think they actually help in curtailing these kind of things?
No, I mean, as a professional, King James, it's not for the media to help in curtailing. Rather, I think I would want the media to play the ombudsman, to listen to what the protesters want and to listen to what the government is saying, so that you make the media a marketplace of ideas. I think the media will do well if it sticks to that basic, which is the fundamental ideal behind the establishment of media around the world over the years, as it were. So the media in Nigeria generally have been, if you like, except for a few like yours, which is a professional braving it, taking the bull by the horn and establishing a media house. But the bulk of the media that we have, including the privately funded, are from people that are in government, are owned by people that benefit from the system. So they make it, I mean, their management cannot do anything but to see from their proprietor's point of view. So there is this challenge, as it were. But generally, I think the media, you should just play the ombudsman, listen to all the sides, bring all the discussion, bring it, so that's just what I expect of them.
That's true. Thank you very much, Seriki, for the updates. And we'll be looking forward to listen from you about what's happening in Kaduna as well as the protests. Maybe if it goes on, even if it doesn't, we'll still hear from you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Benue is my home. I'm looking forward to your call sometimes later today. I'll give you that answer.
No problem. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's Yusuf Seriki Mohammed, my colleague at the BBC. He's been into journalism over the years, and he's still doing it. We don't retire as long as, we're there. It's Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. King James and
Mmemshima King.
And we have a call.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Fine.
My name is Mr. Amos Amu.
Okay, Amos.
I'm calling from Agan, Makuru Local Government, Benue State.
Okay, tell us about the protest. Peaceful protest, that's what we're looking at.
Yes. Personally, I'm in support of the protest. And these are my reasons.
Okay.
I think it is...
Your radio is too loud and... Right, so just reduce it.
Was established to benefit...
Your radio is too loud. Reduce it and go on.
Okay. Especially in a situation where poverty is...
Hold on. You said you are in support of the protest, and what are your reasons?
Okay, these are my reasons. I think it is unreasonable for any responsible government to even think of scrapping a policy that was established to benefit the very poor, especially in a situation where poverty
What policy are you talking about?
Removal of fuel subsidy.
Hold on. What is fuel subsidy?
That is happening.
What is fuel subsidy?
Yes, the amount of money that government used to pay. This present government refused to pay that.
Calm down. We just, like my colleague said, the media provides the platform. So I want to understand that you actually understand what fuel subsidy is and why you think it is benefiting the poorest person. So tell me, what is fuel subsidy briefly?
Okay. What I understand by fuel subsidy is there is a certain amount that government is supposed to pay that would benefit the masses. Now, this present government refused to pay that amount. They refuse to pay the amount. That is why we are suffering. They said that masses should pay the amount. And my second reason is that the government has the responsibility to secure the future of the country by looking out for its youth. If you look at the Bible, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 20.
No. Don't go to the Bible. Come back to the situation in Nigeria, please.
Okay. Now, the type of democracy that we fulfill all human rights must protect the rights of minorities, provide separation of powers, and ensure public accountability. I would have mobilized youth, because I have youth in my hands, to protest because of what our governor said and it will achieve. That is why I did not do it.
Okay, you. So hold on, don't drop yet. So you would have mobilized to where?
I would have mobilized and on the road and begin the protest now. I've done it. During these Fulani herders, when they were killing people, I know what I did.
Okay. So thank you. Well, at least you've listened to the governor and the Totiv, because you see, the thing is, you sound like this, but it's only when you go out there that you discover that, because it's a question we're asking, peaceful protest. So even if the way he's sounding, you simply just sound like you're angry, which is fine. But now you can't actually control the people that you are leading, that you say you have youths in your hands. And that is why it leads to destruction of property. And when people talk about their rights, they should know that it ends when another man's, your freedom ends when another man's right starts. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Adeza back.
All right, yes. So we had to hear from Yusuf Seriki Mohammed from Kaduna. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Now, what I expected the president to have done was to have come out and address the people long before now, instead of sending this minister, whether they're cronies or whatever. They would have addressed this. Everybody would have calmed down. Let the people know that you empathize with them. That was what Governor Alia did. He called the people out, spoke to them, addressed them, and everywhere is calm. People just need to know that you have their back. Look, I don't think Nigerians are so tough to lead. I just think we need responsible government. Tinubu, as the father of the nation, should have come out and spoken to the people. My people, my children, my brothers. I know what you are going through.
Adesa, before you just go on far into what you are saying, you and I know that when this government took over just about a year ago, and repeatedly the president has said, I'm not unaware of the economic hardship, but give me a little time. A lot of things happened. Just like from 1999, the democratically elected officials have been saying it was the military that did everything for a certain number of years. So a government that is just 1 year, don't you think we are too hasty?
Hello.
Yes, we're here.
Now, I know. Number one, I never voted for Tinubu, but when he came in, it was imperative that subsidy should be removed. All the other presidential candidates, the two other presidential candidates, I think agreed that Tinubu, subsidy had to go. We all agreed to that. But there are things that should have been put in place before the removal.
Things like what?
However,
things like what?
Hold on.
Things like what?
We should have localized. What we were hearing was that the refineries were in close stages of completion before, and they were going to start production. But up until now, billions keep going out every day, every month, without 1 liter of refined fuel coming from any of the 4 refineries.
Okay, so if you were,
you're still leaving that board there.
Yeah.
And then the boards should have been thrown out since.
Yeah, some 15 senators, parliamentarians, they have come out recently. Hold on. They have come out recently to actually say what you are saying. But wait, hold on.
Hold on.
If you were to advise the president, what would you say in very simple terms?
if I was to address who?
The
Advise
president.
the president.
I would have told him what are the hearings of these people that said they want to protest. That's the first question. You came in, you took out the subsidy. Now, I agree you have rolled out so much. The states have so much money. Give it to them now. If I were the one, honestly, I would set the people on their state governors. Let them go. Let the state governors be responsible. The state governors look. Most of the suffering of the people is caused by the state governors who are grossly irresponsible. That's the trouble. The fact must be stated. For a few. Look at what is happening in Abia. Abia could never believe. He should have. I don't know when last he went in that direction. Abia never believed.
It's a long time.
What is happening now? I'm sure they will wonder whether OT is a human being or is an angel.
Just like Benue people are wondering.
Just like Benue here. So when people know when there is good governance, but go around all other states, practically nothing is happening. So much money they're taking. They're just like using the money to buy FX, and FX pressure, so much pressure on FX. Everybody's crying. If I were the president, sincerely, I will come out and address the people and tell them to go and hold their state governors accountable.
All right.
The state governors ought to be having a town hall meeting with the people, giving account of what they are doing with the money, how much is coming in, the statutory allocation, and internal generated revenues. What are they doing with it? Nothing.
So it's obviously a good thing that when you do good in your state, no protest in your state, as it is in Benue.
That's very, very evident.
Yeah.
Very evident.
So we can go on and on, but other people are waiting on the line. We need to hear from our correspondents as well. Thank you, Adeza, for contributing.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So much.
Okay, so we've been trying to establish contacts in Kefi.
Okay.
Akwanga Kefi, people from Benue go to Abuja, and as at yesterday, there were, some protests in Nasarawa, Lafia, and on that road, it wasn't easily passable. So people who had experience, on that road, on that axis, if you are listening, you can actually give us an update as well. It's extra speed, and we're asking the question: peaceful protests, because it never turned out to be.
Peaceful
we have So on the line here we have Boniface Teku. Baba, good morning.
Good morning, King James. How are you doing?
Very well. So the protest, just give us an update of where you are and what happened yesterday and this morning.
Well, my name is Boniface, but where they call me the Radio Godfather. I represent Option FM in Akwanga. And that's all about me.
Yeah.
But for the protest, yesterday was really hectic. As I speak with you, I'm not in Akwanga, but the situation report I got from Lafia to Nasarawa, Akwanga, Kefi was a little bit peaceful, but definitely you should expect that in some parts it was not really peaceful, and the hoodlums who always want to take advantage of situations like this, which to a very large extent some did.
Yeah.
In Karu local government, Masaka, Maraba, Nyanya, it was really, really, really hot because we understand that anyway. A report, Hong Kong Fan report had it that one of the police officers was actually wounded, and it was also alleged that about 4 people were actually killed, but I know vehicles were burned around Nyanya. And the block, if you know the Maraba very well, under the bridge was blocked, totally blocked, and no access. And what we happened, I was not really happy with what happened in Maraba, because this is what we always say, that, protests of this magnitude, yes, constitutionally, the Constitution allows the peaceful assembly, at the same time, protest and all that, but it should be peaceful protest. But in most cases, hoodlums take advantage of protests of this magnitude and, of course, unleash on people. And that yesterday in Maraba, it was pathetic, because the hoodlums, those Maraba, if you know very well, the bad boys around that area, any person coming on Okada, they will stop you. They were holding knives, dagger, cutlasses, and all that, forcing people to give them money, forcing people to collect their phones from them, beating up people and all that. And it was not really good for some of us. I had to take cover yesterday because nobody was spared. Any hoodlum that comes around, you want your phone, you want your money, and all that. And sadly, there's a plaza called Hart Plaza, just around Maraba. Unfortunately, for people who felt that the strike was not going to hold and all that, they opened their shops, and these hoodlums went into their shops. They sell expensive phones and all that, and they looted away some of those expensive phones and all that. So it was really, really pathetic as far as Massacre, Mararaba, and Nyanya was concerned yesterday. And about 2 vehicles were actually burnt. As I speak with you, if you drive around Nyanya under the bridge, you see about 2 vehicles just by the side. How it happened, I don't know. But that I know it has happened. And in the FCT, Abuja, with the court order that came, and the police said that they should all go, the protesters should go to the National Stadium, Moshe Abiola Stadium. But those that were around the stadium did not stay inside the stadium. They decided to block the airport route. They came on the highway and blocked everywhere, burning tires and all that. And in the center, in the city center, the protesters were insisted that they wanted to go into the Eagle Square, where the normally functions of national functions take place at the Eagle Square. They insisted, but the police barricaded that place and said, "No, you can't go there." And they were insisting they wanted to go. So tear gas, canisters, and all that were thrown. Some people were injured. You understand? And they started throwing stones. The vehicles that were coming around smashed their glasses with stones. The protesters and all that. So it was not really a good situation also in the FCT. And if you recall vividly, the minister said that there was no protest. There was not going to be anything like protest in the FCT. But you know what Nigerian youth are, and of course they took to the street in the FCT. So that's the situation. This morning I was able to, as a journalist, I quickly went out. I dashed out to Nyanya to look at it. I saw a whole lot of people, individuals going to work as early as 6:30, 7 o'clock. But shortly when I returned back home, I saw some people I was asking, they say, Maraba is blocked. And I don't know of Nyanya, that the guys are back on the street. The protesters are back on the street. And what we see here, are they really protesters? If you ask me, I'm sorry, I stand to be corrected. But they are not. If you ask me to allow, they are just hoodlums. Maraba, a lot of hoodlums, they are just taking advantage of the situation on ground to loot and all that. And this is what we're always afraid of. This is what we always say on radio, that yes, peaceful protest is allowed, but some hoodlums will take advantage of it. And that is exactly what happened in Maraba yesterday. They took advantage of looting, collecting collecting money and all that. So where are those that are calling for this protest? That's the million-naira question you ask. Of course, they're away from here. But the hoodlums are taking over as far as they're concerned. In fact, let me tell you, King James, yesterday evening when I said, let me dash to town and quickly pick something. I went through the bypass. If you know this area, I went through the bypass and I ran into some of them rather. And they were like, so I started shouting, would leave on my car. I started shouting so that they'll feel that I'm part of them, just to have access. And when they discovered that I was also shouting like they were, they said, "Oh, I have money for pure water." I brought out 200 again. That was how I had access, and I went to inside the town and I came back.
Wow.
So, as a whole, that is just what is there. At the moment, I am back home. I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll be, getting updates from you as the day goes by. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now, I guess everybody listening to you.
Sure, thank you. So that is how it is. Really terrible situation.
Wow, it is. Yeah. It's pathetic because the main reason for the protest was because of hunger. And just imagine them coming to take things in your shop, loot everything that you've put all your money you've invested in, that pain. And to think you are just passing, they're asking you for money, collecting your phones and all of that.
And that's why, because he pretended to be part of them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be asking.
Yeah, it's more like they've been yearning, they've been waiting for this opportunity to do this.
But that's what, like here, that's what everywhere. That's what I want people to, because every state governor and FCT minister, they actually came out to tell people that, look, and even the president, as I've said, he has consistently said things, and he has not actually just sat down.
Exactly.
Recently, the Benue state government announced 60 trucks of fertilizer, assorted fertilizer, and other farm inputs from the federal government through a CBN project. So things are coming in, and palliatives have come in. It means that, okay, these things are here, we're aware of them, but it wouldn't just take a day for them to go. So please be patient.
Be patient, yeah.
For that one, I've heard that from the president. And then the state governors are doing this.
Yeah.
So in Benue, we thank God there is no reason. In Anambra, as at yesterday, the major cities, Onitsha, Newi, Obosi, all of these places, and the elegant stallion Onyeko when he's from Obosi. So that's alone, the respect for her and all of that. If you ask me, even nationwide, she's our hero.
Yeah,
so is. Nationwide, even for the sake of her death, I would think that people should just respect her
and allow the protest not to even hold or even take place.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Morning. Your name?
Hello, King. Good morning.
Morning.
This is Bryce calling the Angry Belt Hotels, Makode.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, I didn't quite have a follow-up from the onset, but I wish I have an idea of the center of discussion.
The center of discussion is like a question, peaceful protests, because there were warnings from intelligence reports and all of that once you go out on the streets, you're not going to be able to control. And we have heard from our correspondents and colleagues in some places, Abuja, Kaduna, and Nasarawa, and then Abuja again, what's happening there, and people have called. So peaceful protests is a question. So you tell us what you think as well.
Yeah, it's really not that it's not that peaceful, because it seems the hoodlums have taken over. But the question there, the fundamental question there is, who are the sponsors of those hoodlums? Who are the persons sponsoring them? So, because like some of these hoodlums, you see them with ammunitions, knives, all those stuff you get. So where did they actually get those things? And which immunities actually covering those guys?
So these are the questions. That's why the security agencies will always advise that don't go onto the streets, because they know they can't even answer those questions publicly, because that's part of their job, doing all of this. But they always say, please don't go out on the street, and then people don't listen, and then we end up having this kind of situation.
And if you look deep into it, you know that each time they carry out a protest, those guys will always discover a warehouse that is stocked with food items, either from the federal government. Do you understand? Warehouses that belongs to the federal government. Do you understand?
Yeah, where were you?
And those guys will just stock those things there, or will just hoard those things there, depending when they are going out for campaigns. Things that are basically meant for the youth or for the masses.
Anyway, Fanan, these are accusations that we can't really, substantiate. So that's for another day.
Okay.
But thank you.
You have to. It's okay.
Yeah, it should be okay actually, because we can't provide answers to those ones. Nobody can actually, because these are speculations. But if you listened to what Boniface gave us the update from Akwanga all the way to Abuja, you discover that they were not looting warehouses, people's property, and they were taking things.
Private owners. Hello, good morning.
Okay. That's really terrible, and I think the caller would find a way of getting a better reception and calling. It's extra speed, and all of us are in this, and we're looking at this peaceful protest. It's a question. Obviously, it's not, because reports we're having from other places. In Benue, no protest, which is fine.
It's fine,
because you don't even know who is who's going to cause what. And repeatedly, the governor here and elsewhere, they say, look, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Let's listen to the Director General, Bureau of Homeland Security. Okay, this call has come through. Let's listen.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mmemshima King. Good morning, KiNG JAMES YiYE.
Good morning.
Yes, I pronounced the day properly today. No,
it's fine.
It's Engineer Sunday Akpa calling from London.
Yes.
Born Engineer Sunday Akpa.
Yeah, seriously, I am happy with all two places in Benue State. Peace and everything, serenity, equanimity. But I'm sad with all two places in other places. My heart bleeds.
Yeah.
We warned everybody, everywhere in Nigeria warned against this thing. See, Nigeria forget too much in a hurry. Look at the road that have been going on in this country for years. And God has brought this man to do. People are saying bring back fair subsidy. The fair subsidy was a scam. If few people were just cutting the weight of this country, they will supply water or nothing at all and they were being paid. So when they remove this thing, see, I said the other day that they cannot be gain without pain. And they cannot be testimony without test. Let's go through this pain for now like a woman in labor. At the end of the day, we'll give birth. The president is trying. Well, I'm not a small boy. I know what has been happening in this country. You know, okay, look at the immediate past regime. During the Naira redesign, look at the kind of suffering we went through. Who protested then? We suffered. So my problem is, when people destroy things wantonly, seriously, if I were the president, I would not replace those things. Now, listen carefully. Some people started saying security, Boko Haram, they destroyed the area. Now there's nothing, the Remain Commission, they are wasting our money. You got purposely destroy your area and then begin to call for replenishment. Why would they go and destroy that that thing that they built in Kano? Then for people to come and do it again. And why is it the destruction? If you watch carefully, do you know that the destruction mostly take place in northern Nigeria? They protested in other areas, but they were not destructive. So you can see that somebody maybe has a breaker on that own. So that is not good at all. Okay, the Baraba, what people know about is top grade. It is criminal. It is not protest at all. So the secretary should clap. Nigeria is not a lawless country. They should clap down on those good lovers. They are not protesting. They are only looting people's property. So why should they watch them? They should go there and arrest them completely. Nigeria is not a lawless country. Let them allow us to have our peace. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So from what Engineer Sundapa said, exactly that is where I wanted that young man from Magan. When he was telling me about, I asked him just one thing from the administration that he thinks is wrong. And when he started talking about subsidy. Because, of course, our investigations actually also know there's some things that we do as journalists that we must not necessarily come to say, except you have reasons to. So just as Emeka said, subsidy, it was found to be going into the wrong hands. People would supply like 10, get money for 100. So these things go on. But these are things that when governments make their policies, there is no government that would deliberately want anybody to suffer. Yes. So, but just as he is saying, like a woman in labor, when such policies come and the rot has been there for years, you're not just going to wake up easily and just enjoy. It's not going to happen. So we haven't got much time, but my colleague Chris in Abuja is also standing by to give us situation report where he is, and as soon as we get him online, he will just summarize. Morning, Chris. Morning, Chris.
Morning, King.
Yes. Okay, so quickly tell us where you are in Abuja, how it was yesterday and how it is today.
Okay, right now as we speak, I'm at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, and everything seems to be calm here. Flights are taking off and landing. Passengers are coming in to board their scheduled flight. So whilst coming to the airport, I noticed everywhere was okay. Of course, the streets or the highways are basically deserted, but for now, there are no issues.
So yesterday at this time, where were you at about this time yesterday in Abuja?
Well, at about this time yesterday, I was at Lugbe, still on Airport Road.
Yeah.
So still, it was calm, but later in the evening, around 7:30 and 8:30 p.m., we heard there were violent clashes with some persons, allegedly the protesters and the security agencies. We heard gunshots. We later saw videos on social media that some people, some of the protesters were shot. It's not immediately, I cannot independently verify if those people they were shot were actually protesters or not.
Right. So we'll just keep in touch and let us know how it is going.
It's all right, no problem. I'll do that.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so that's Chris Gabi. He's a journalist as well, and just giving us updates there in Abuja. So Mmemshima, generally it's more like, cautioning your children at home. Hey, that is fire there, don't go there. And then they still go. So as a mother,
there are times you allow them to go, let them test and know how it's going to burn them. If it's going to be painful or not, you allow them to do it. At times, not all the time, because just as you're saying, the president has spoken. He has said, he has pleaded, he has said, I know your pain, I know what you're going through, but just give me time. So I don't know what we still want him to say, because people are saying that the president should come out and talk. You guys said you want to come out to protest, and you still want the president to talk. What do you want him to say? Because he has been saying, he has been speaking to you guys. So I don't know how they've been listening to him. The whole thing is just...
Anyway, so two things here. Nobody says it is wrong for anybody to do peaceful protest. Everybody agrees it is the constitutional right of every citizen. But what the message has been from leaders and security agencies is that please note that your freedom ends where another man's right starts. And note again that you may have good plans, but when you go out, those people you can't identify with the same motive, positive one in this case, as yours, are going to join you. From the situation reports we've heard around the country, it's obvious that the bad guys succeeded right from day one. Now the organizers should go back and think whether they're going to withdraw their people or allow up to day 10. Today is day 2. It's not going to be funny. From all of us here at Speed FM, as the maker would say, keep speeding with a positive speed and don't crash.
And don't crash.
So see you on Monday.
Yeah, bye.
King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.
Shehigon Kahu Atankring Pepe. Number one Navisisha Asking Radio TV. Ma Kamu one when o 2 Zane Hemeno Asking Radio.